what about others?
Ma'am, I will be available.
संपदा, ओके. बट वही है ना, एक बैच के सब अवेलेबल होने चाहिए ना. एक जन अवेलेबल हो के क्या होगा फिर?
Ma'am, what is the time?
नहीं, आई हैव नॉट डिसाइडेड, इवन आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज मैंने अज्यूम कर लिया कि आप लोग अवेलेबल नहीं रहोगे, सो दैट्स हाउ आई एम प्लानिंग माय डे. क्योंकि नेक्स्ट वीकेंड वापस लॉन्ग वीकेंड है.
Yes, ma'am.
हम्म.
Tomorrow is holiday for our school.
सॉरी.
So tomorrow is holiday for our school. So we will manage for
ओके.
mornings.
ओके, यू गैस कैन मैनेज. ठीक है, मुझे मेरा देखने दो. एक मीटिंग है जो मेरे को अभी तक टाइमिंग नहीं पता है. वो एक बार पता हो जाता है ना, देन आई कैन मैनेज द अदर थिंग्स अकॉर्डिंगली. Okay, guys, turn on your cameras. If your classmates have not joined yet, just message them in your groups respectively, please, quickly. Help me out for today. उमाकांत सर घरी नाही पोचले अजून?
मॅडम दोघं जण निघालो तर मी मुंबईला
अच्छा.
ट्रॅव्हलिंग मध्ये.
ओके ओके. Just 2 minutes and we'll start, okay? Okay, so in today's session, we are going to look at something called voice and accent. What do we mean by voice and accent, and why do we need to learn voice and accent? Who knows or who is going to help me out with this? अच्छा, चैताली मैम उमाकांत सर एकत्र प्रवास करतात वाटतं. Okay. Both of them are traveling. You should have informed me. I would have postponed the session. Then it's fine. Yeah. Okay. What do we mean by voice and accent? Any guesses would do. I don't want correct answers. I want your guesses.
Accent is the way you speak.
Okay. I am sure you guys have heard the term phonics. Okay.
Yes.
वॉइस एंड एक्सेंट इज सिमिलर टू phonics. Okay, just हम छोटे बच्चों को जब टर्म रेफर करते हैं, we call it phonics. For adults we call it voice and accent, because of course we want to sound professional, we want to sound fancy, right? But it's similar. Okay, basically we try to learn voice and accent to reduce our mother tongue influence. What do we mean by mother tongue influence? Whenever we speak in our English, correct? Whenever we have our native language, it has some kind of influence on our English language, correct? For example, you might have heard many guys saying the word, many Maharashtrians saying the word photography instead of saying the word photography, correct? which is the correct sound for it, but photography is not the correct sound for it. So that is called mother tongue influence. We do that because of some influence that our mother tongue has on the language English. Now, it's not only for us, every language has some kind of an influence on English. Even if you look at Koreans, Chinese people, even if you look at Spanish people, their way of speaking in English is a bit different. Correct? Now you might have this question: is mother tongue influence good or bad? It totally depends. That's what I say. It totally depends in the domain that you're working. It totally depends with the people that you have in your surroundings. It totally depends on the company that you are working in, and it totally depends on other things around you. Okay, now what I usually suggest is it's good to have a neutral accent. What do we mean by neutral accent? Neutral accent is the way I am speaking right now. When I speak in English, do you understand whether I'm from Maharashtra or I'm from Punjab or if I'm from Spain? When I speak in English, that's what I'm saying. When I speak in Marathi, of course you'll understand that I'm Maharashtrian. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying by mother tongue influence and neutral accent basically over here. Neutral accent is when we produce the natural sounds of the English language, and that is what we are going to look at in today's session: how to sound natural, how to sound neutral, how to reduce our mother tongue influence. And when I say voice and accent, many people might feel that I'm going to teach American accent or British accent. No, we don't do that here, because even if I try to teach you British accent and American accent, it is not easy to learn it in one session or in few days. You need to have those surroundings, you need to have very rigorous practice for that. And even if we try to speak in British accent or American accent, when people listen to you, they will understand it that it is a fake accent, because we are not from those regions. Okay, so that is where we need to understand how to neutralize our accent, how to reduce our mother tongue influence and speak in natural accent. Okay, now first thing that we are going to look at are the consonants, the sounds of consonants that we have. Now before we start, I am sure Chaitali ma'am and Sheetal ma'am ये शाम के क्लास में हमने देखा है शायद, but it's good as a revision for you guys as we are coming near the end of our course again. Okay, now if you guys remember what I had told, whenever we speak whenever we speak in English, the consonants that we have are very very important for us, and many times we make mistakes or we stress our consonants a lot. Either we mispronounce them first thing, or we stress them a lot. Okay, for example, if I ask you to read the word types, you will read like types. Correct? We'll stress on each and every consonant which is given over here. Now that is something that we need to avoid at first. Okay, whenever we use our consonants in English, we need to make sure that we do not stress them a lot. But before we move to that part, you guys might know that we have consonants and then we have vowels. Correct? What are vowels?
A, E, I, O, U.
Yeah, A, E, I, O, U letters are vowels, and all the other letters are consonants. Now, how many sounds do we have in English? How many letters do we have in English?
26.
26.
26 letters. We do not have 26 alphabets, we have 26 letters. Okay, and how many sounds do we have then?
Sounds.
Any guesses? We have almost 44 different sounds. Okay, these 26 letters produce 44 different sounds. Okay, now we have 21 consonants. These 21 consonants produce 25 different sounds. Of course, the other sounds, 19 sounds, are produced by 5 vowels. So that is why even vowels become important. But first we'll look at consonants, because many times we mispronounce the consonants that we have. Okay, now first thing that you need to understand before we look at all the consonants is that the same thing that I told you just now 2 minutes back, that is, whenever we produce our consonant sounds, the first thing that we will try to work upon is we do not stress them a lot. We need to just pronounce them slightly. एकदम हळूवर उच्चारायचे त्यांना आपल्याला. ठीक आहे. For example, if I'm saying the word bag, I will say bag. I will not say bag. Okay, I will not try to stress on the sound of b and g as well. Now this is something that we do, usually Maharashtrians we do this because the way we learn our native language. Okay, we try to stress on our consonants a lot whenever we are speaking in our native language. Whenever we learned it, that is how we learned it, right? So we will try to not stress them. That is the first thing that we need to remember. Second thing that we need to remember is that whenever we are pronouncing the sound of p, p for pin, t, t for time, k or c sound, okay, that is the sound of k. Now whenever we try to pronounce these sounds, these three specific sounds, first thing of course we will not stress them. Second thing is we will try to blow out a bit of air. Okay, so we will not say time, we will say time. We are trying to blow out a little bit of air. Now understand this कि आपण थव्यातला थ नाही बोलत आहे. ठीक है. Don't go and mispronounce it as th. It's not th. Okay, it's time. A little bit of air. You can try to keep your fingers on your mouth and see if you are blowing out the air. Okay, you can try. Time. Same thing goes for p sound also. We'll not say pin, we'll say pin. Okay, I know it is difficult, but that is where practice comes into the picture. Same thing goes for k sound. We will not say cash, we'll say cash. Little bit of air. परत ख नाही उच्चारायचं आपल्याला. Little bit of air. Cash. Okay. Now next sound. Now these are the main sounds that I'm telling you guys to reduce mother tongue influence. Of course the other sounds which we are going to look at are also important, but these are the most mispronounced sounds. Okay, and of course Aarti, this is going to be important for you when you move to US because
Yeah.
that's what you will hear around you. Okay, and that is where we get confused also in understanding American accent and British accent again. Now next thing that you need to make sure, whenever you produce the sound of F and V, the letter F and V, you have to make sure the upper teeth and lower lip are touching each other. Okay, so usually what we Maharashtrians do, whenever we have to produce the sound of V, we make open mouth pronunciation. आपण काय म्हणणार? Active. Okay, now that is not how you pronounce V. You will say active. The number is not active. Okay, you have to make sure the upper teeth and lower lip are touching each other. Okay, now along with that, same thing goes for the sound of F. You will say fish, fish. Okay, that is very, very important. Then of course the sounds of S are also very important, but we usually produce the sound of S properly. Usually people from northern regions, they face issue with the sounds of S. Okay, now another thing I told you for PE, another thing that we have to remember to reduce our mother tongue influence is the sound of the letter R. Okay, the letter R, whenever it comes at the start of the word or after a consonant, it will be produced, the sound will be produced. Okay, we will say robin because it comes at the start of the word. R letter comes at the start of the word, Robin. But if the letter R comes at the end of the word, or if it comes after a vowel, it will not be produced. It will be silent. So we will not say work, we will say work. We will not say water, we will say water. Okay, yeah, that's how we will say it. We will not say America, we will say America. Very slight sound of R is there, but we have to consider it as silent. ठीक आहे, आपण आता प्रॅक्टिस करतोय म्हणून सायलेंटच पकडून चालायचं आपण त्याला. That's where we will get used to that. Now, to remember all the rules that I just told you to understand or to reduce mother tongue influence, remember the word perfect. Perfect. Okay? आठवते का माधुरी दीक्षित यायची कोणत्या तरी शोमध्ये आणि कोणताही डान्स परफॉर्मन्स झाला की म्हणायची परफेक्ट. ती कशी म्हणायची, परफेक्ट. बरोबर, तसंच आपल्याला उच्चारायचं आहे, परफेक्ट. ओके, नाउ दिस इज अ रूल दॅट आय हॅव टेकन आउट. म्हणजे ही when I started teaching, it was difficult for me also to understand and remember all the sounds to reduce our mother tongue influence. That is when I came up with this word, that if you try to remember this particular word, you can remember all the rules that I just told you. Okay, the sound of P, we will try to produce a little bit of air. Okay, along with that, P चा साऊंड आणि F चा साऊंड वेगळा आहे. खूप जण P चा साऊंड आणि F चा साऊंड एकत्र उच्चारतात. द वे आय टोल्ड फोटोग्राफी, it's not like that. Okay, so that's what you have to remember. The sound of P is different, the sound of F is different. Okay, then comes the sound of E. Okay, E, आपल्याला असं वाटतं की E चा साऊंड E वाला साऊंड आहे, but no, E has sound of A. Most of the time it has the sound of A. Okay, the way it has been produced in the word egg. Okay, so the way I'm telling you, you guys can make notes also. P चा sound, you have to remember that it's p. It's perfect. Okay, it's papa. We'll not say papa or papa. Okay, that's one more. Then the sound of E, which is a. मराठी वाला पण तुम्ही ए लिहू शकता, नाहीतर मग egg हा word reference साठी तिथे लिहू शकता. Then comes the letter R. Okay, as I just told you guys, if it comes after a vowel, it will be silent. So now in the word perfect, it comes after a vowel, so it is silent. Okay, then comes the sound of F. आता F आणि V दोघांचा रूल तिथे येऊन जातो की अपर teeth, lower lip. Whenever we produce that sound, upper teeth and lower lip आहे. ठीक आहे, टच होतं आहे. Perfect. Then again E चा साऊंड येतोय तिथे, and then C चा साऊंड येतोय. C चा साऊंड and T चा साऊंड दोन्ही पण मी सांगितलं की whenever we try to produce those sounds, we'll try to blow out a little bit of air. So we will say the word perfect. Yes, these are the most important rules to reduce our mother tongue influence. Now moving to the next part, moving to this what we have it on the screen. Okay, first I told you guys the sound of P. We'll say cap or we'll say pen. Okay, then comes the sound of B. Now again B, D, G, we try to stress them a lot. We will not try to stress them. We will have a very slight pronunciation. We'll say bag, we'll say robe. Same thing goes for T. We'll try to blow out a little bit of air with it. And we'll say time. We'll say late. Okay. Then when I say the word D, letter D, I'll say door or feed. Now of course we are going to see long vowels and short vowels also. Don't get confused with that as of now. आता इथे फक्त consonants वरती focus करा. Yeah. Next we have the sound of K or C. We'll say cash or sock. Then girl and flag. We'll not say flag hosting la challoy, we'll say flag. Yeah, very slight pronunciation. Then next we have the letter F. Again, upper teeth, lower lip. Full, full. Knife. Same way we will say wife. Okay, I am your wife. That is what you will tell your husbands respectively. Okay, next we have the letter V. Okay, same thing, same rule. Vest, cave. Okay, we will not say cave, cave. Then the sound of th. Th has two different sounds. Th the sound of थव्यातला थ पण आणि द पण. ठीक आहे. Think and earth. Then we have those and bathe. Now understand this, bathe and bath are different. Okay, verb आणि nouns are difference आहे तो. Bathe. Now very important because everyone mispronounces my name. The sounds of S. Okay, S letter एकच आहे पण त्याचे 4 different pronunciations आहेत, उच्चारणे आहेत. Okay, first one is जसा snake hiss करतो ना, sight. Okay, and we'll say kiss. Then we have buzzing of the B sound, zoo, zoo, and nose. Now आपल्याला काय वाटतं, S आपण बघतोय म्हणून आपण सेम प्रोनाउन्सिएशन करणार. नो, इट्स नोज. ओके, देन येतो sh. We know that sound already because we have a letter in our language also. Sh, shirt, and crash. Now this one is unique, which we don't focus much on. J sound, j. Okay, pleasure, virgin. लगेच आरतीने यॉन केलं, त्याच्या मागे संपदाने पण यॉन केलं. अजून कोणी यॉन करतंय का आता?
I'm trying to pronounce after you.
Yes. ते व्हिडिओ कॉलमध्ये पण आफ्टर इफेक्ट्स आले यॉनिंगचा. येस. Okay. As I said, pleasure. Now this is the sound that we don't focus much on. J sound. ठीक है, this letter is the same but the sound changes, and so my name is Susmita and not Sushmita. Okay, so it's hissing of the snake sound, Susmita. Yeah. Okay, next we have the letter H. Letter H does not have any kind of sound as such, it is just we are trying to blow out the air. Okay, we'll say hi. Yeah. Next we have the sounds of affricates, that is ch. We are very much clear with the sound again. Chose, and then we have j sound. Now j goes for j also and g also. Okay, now that's what I'm going to discuss next, that is don't go with the spellings when you come across different words. Try to understand their correct pronunciations because spellings in English really don't work. आता जचं असं पण आहे, जे जो आपला आहे ना, खूप साऱ्या लँग्वेजमध्ये जे य म्हणून प्रनन्स होतं. आता हे आय गेस मॉर्निंगच्या क्लासमध्ये आपण काल बघितलं होतं सॅनवान, बरोबर. ते लेटर होता JUAN, the spelling was JUAN, but the pronunciation is Sanwan. Okay, which we are going to look at in unit number 11, Sheetal ma'am. So remember the pronunciation. It's so sometimes the J has the sound of y, and it's actually in German language the J has sound of y. Okay, so you will see many names being pronounced with y again, even if they are being spelled with J. Okay, this goes for proper nouns mainly when I'm saying this. Okay, then next येतो M and N चा sound. Now M आणि N चा sound जेव्हा आपण pronounce करतोय or produce करतोय, we have to become हिमेश रेशमिया. ठीक आहे, आपल्याला नाकातना सूर काढायचा आहे. Yeah, we will say mood and we will say now. Yeah, same thing goes for NG sound also, जे आपले usually ING वर्ड्समध्ये येतं, बट अदरवाईज पण येतं. विल से बँग. तर नाकात ना आपण थोडासा आवाज काढतो. या दॅट्स वाय आय सेड हिमेश रेशम. या नेक्स्ट येतं W. Now understand this, the sound of W and V is different. ठीक आहे, आपल्याला वाटतं W आणि V चा सेम साऊंड आहे, बट दॅट्स नॉट द ट्रूथ अगेन. W आपण ओपन माउथ प्रनाउन्सिएशन करतो, V आपण क्लोज माउथ प्रनाउन्सिएशन करतो, जे अपर टीथ लोअर लिप मी सांगितलं ते. ठीक आहे, वी से वॉल, वी डोंट से वॉल. ठीक आहे, दॅट्स रॉंग प्रनाउन्सिएशन. वॉल, वी हॅव टू ओपन आवर माउथ. आता या सगळ्या ह्याच्यासाठी ना आपल्या लहानपणी पोएम्स खूप सारे घेतले जायचे स्कूलमध्ये, पण ते असं आहे की पोएम्स घेताना पण व्यवस्थित नाही आपल्याला घेतलेले, म्हणून वी फेस दिस इश्यू विथ दीज साऊंड्स. ओके, नाव नेक्स्ट इज य. य इज सिमिलर टू द वे वी हॅव इट इन आवर नेटिव्ह लँग्वेज. विल से येलो. देन द साऊंड ऑफ आर, रूम. Okay, then comes law. L again has two different sounds, but they are not very distinguished. Okay, law and pill. So एक जेव्हा आपण आता pill वाला जेव्हा pronunciation आपण करतोय ना, आपली टंग अपर टीथच्या मागे असते. इफ यू ऑब्झर्व, pill. ओके, आता ऑफकोर्स मी इथे घेते तेव्हा खूप ब्रीफली घेते. वेन वी टेक इट ॲट corporate level, we also make sure that your mouth movement is proper, that your tongue movement is proper, all the articulators that are there. आता articulators काय असते हे आपण नेक्स्ट त्याच्यामध्ये बघणार आहोत. ॲक्च्युली articulators are all the organs that we use to produce these sounds. These are called articulators. Your tongue, your lips, your teeth, your palate, your velum, your alveolar ridge, सगळं काही येतं त्याच्यामध्ये. त्याचा आपला मूवमेंट प्रॉपर आहे का नाही. ओके, ऑफकोर्स आय एम गोइंग टू शेअर दिस PDF with you guys. You guys can practice this a bit on your own also, but the way I told you guys before, that it totally depends on you whether you practice or not, and that is how you're going to improve on it. Because I can just tell you how to work on it, but practicing it on everyday basis is upon you. मी एकदा सांगून तुमचे प्रनाउन्सिएशन्स उद्यापासनं एकदम हाय क्लास नाही होणार आहेत. ठीक आहे, इफ यू प्रॅक्टिस ऑन डेली बेसिस, दॅट इज वेअर यू विल सी द डिफरन्स. बट अंडरस्टँड दिस अगेन, यू नीड टू प्रॅक्टिस ओव्हर अ पिरियड ऑफ टाईम. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे वेन आय से ओव्हर अ पिरियड ऑफ टाईम, म्हणजे मी काय म्हणत आहे की रोज प्रॅक्टिस केलं तर तुम्हाला ते 15 दिवसात 20 दिवसात डिफरन्स दिसून येईल. इवन आय प्रॅक्टिस, इवन आय यूज टू प्रनाउन्स, आय स्टील डू समटाइम्स, आय प्रनाउन्स दी कॉन्सोनंट्स व्हेरी हार्शली मेनी टाइम्स. ठीक है, but that's where I have to go back and correct myself that I pronounce it correctly. Okay, to reduce that mother tongue influence. The way I said, it's okay to have a bit of mother tongue influence, but at least make sure you're pronouncing the sounds correctly. Mispronounce nahi karayche aplyala. Okay, same thing goes for you, Aarti. In your test also, you have to avoid mispronunciation of any letter. Okay, if you have a bit of mother tongue influence, that is fine, you will not get scored low because of that, but you will need to make sure that the vowels, the short vowels and long vowel sounds, ते कधी कधी तू मिक्सअप करतेस, म्हणून मी हायलाइट करून सांगत आहे की शॉर्ट वावेल आणि लॉंग वावेलचे साऊंड्स तू प्रॉपर प्रनाउन्स करते. ते आपण नेक्स्ट पुढे बघणार आहोत. जसं की हिल वेगळा आहे, हील वेगळा आहे, बरोबर, आणि आपण घालतो ते हील्स वेगळे आहेत. So you need to make sure that you pronounce these sounds properly. Hill ला आपण heel नाही म्हणू शकत, heel ला आपण hill नाही म्हणू शकत आहे. Okay, that's where it becomes a mispronunciation then. Okay, and then the person asks, घालायची heel का चढायची heel का क्योर होणारा heel. ठीक आहे, so that's where we have to be a bit careful. Now I'm going to play the sound for this part. Try to pronounce. आता मी ऑलरेडी तुम्हाला pronunciation सांगितलं, that's why I'm asking you guys to pronounce it over here directly. Okay, I'll play the audio. Along with the audio, you guys also have to try pronouncing it. You can keep your mics on, I have no problem. ठीक है?
Plosive. Complete block. of air followed by explosion.
Pin, cap, bag, robe, time, late, door, feed, cash, sock, girl, flag, football,
Fricative. Constant flow of air squeezed through a block. Sounds like friction.
full, knife, vest, cave, think, earth, those, bathe, sight, kiss, zoo, nose, shirt, crash, pleasure, high,
Affricate. Plosive followed by fricative.
chose, catch, joy, stage,
Nasal. Air is released through the nose.
mood, calm, now, turn, bang,
Approximant. Vowel-like consonant. No full block of air occurs.
wall, yellow, room, law, pill,
Okay, clear with these sounds? Okay, very good. Now moving to the next, he already explained kila काय असतं ते. Moving to the next sounds, we have vowel sounds. Before we move to the vowel sounds, just give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. Next, we have vowels. Are you guys there? We have vowels. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, as I said, we have vowels. Now, we know that we have mainly 5 vowels, correct? But these 5 vowels produce 19 different sounds. Okay, some of them are short vowel sounds, some of them are long vowel sounds, and some of them are diphthongs. Okay, now we are going to look at them one by one. Understand this again, that we look at the letters A, E, I, O, U, and we feel all of them have same sounds, or not all of them, sorry, each of them have a particular sound. To be very specific, की A चा sound आच येईल किंवा A चा sound apple वाला A's येईल, or U चा sound umbilical वाला येईल. It's not really necessary. Okay, all these vowels can be pronounced in different ways, and that is the reason, the way I said, try as much as possible to not go with spellings. When you try to go with spellings, that's where you might just mispronounce the word. Try to know the actual pronunciation of that word, that particular word. Okay, along with that, Sheetal ma'am and Chaitali ma'am, if you are around, important for you guys, these are called IPA. Okay, what do we mean by IPA? Sheetal ma'am, any idea? पहिल्या पण ह्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही बघितलं असेल, इथे होते ते हे. Any idea what is IPA?
No, ma'am.
No, never heard.
No.
IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet. Now you look at German language, you look at Spanish, all the English speaking English speaking ने आपले जे letters आपण हे follow करतो ना, similar letters, ते वाले, ठीक आहे. त्यांचे कोणतेही तुम्ही लँग्वेजेस बघाल तर हे तुम्हाला युजली लेटर्स असे दिसून येतील तिथे. दीज आर दी ॲक्च्युअल साऊंड्स ऑफ इट, अँड देन ऑफकोर्स वी हॅव अदर वन्स फॉर इंग्लिश, करेक्ट. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड IPA, इंटरनॅशनल फोनेटिक अल्फाबेट. ठीक आहे, यू शुड नो देम ॲज लँग्वेज टीचर्स ऑफ वॉट दीज सिम्बल्स रिप्रेझेंट. जर तुम्हाला हा सिम्बल दिसतोय तर कोणता साऊंड उच्चारला जातो, जर हा सिम्बल दिसतोय तर कोणता साऊंड उच्चारला जातो. For others, it's not very important for you guys. You can skip it. Just a general knowledge. You should know what it is called. It is called IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, and it tells us the sounds of each letter. Because now you might come across the same letter in the way I said, J. J German language मध्ये पण असतो, पण त्याचा साऊंड तिकडे य आहे, बरोबर. So the letter might be the same, but its sound changes over there. Okay, so it goes for most of the European languages that you have. Okay, yeah, that is why if you guys have ever observed older dictionaries that we had, Oxford dictionaries अजून पण असतील तुमच्याकडे तर कधी ओपन करून बघा. तिथे इंग्लिशमध्ये वर्ड लिहिलेला असतो आणि त्याच्यानंतर मग वेगळ्या अल्फाबेटमध्ये, लेटर्समध्ये वर्ड त्याच्या बाजूला लिहिलेला असतो. सो दोज आर युअर IPAs. ओके, ते IPA मध्ये लिहिलेला असतो टू अंडरस्टँड दी actual pronunciation of it, but we never knew the pronunciations of IPA, so we never understood what it is. But now of course we have Google to help us out over there. Okay, so if you come across any word which you don't know the pronunciation for, take the help of Google. I'll show you at the end also how to take the help of Google. Okay, of course there are other sites also, you have other dictionaries also, but I find Google very helpful, and Google is very helpful with different accents also. That is something that I find very useful for us as Indians. Okay, so we'll come to that part. If I forget, just remind me at the end. Yeah, moving to the vowels, as I said, don't go with the spellings and assume the pronunciation of any word. If you feel you don't know the pronunciation, try to Google it. Yeah, try to ask the Google Baba. Now, as I said, sometimes one sound could be given to all the letters. Now here in the first word you might see A, E, O, U. चारी आहेत पण त्याचा साऊंड सेम आहे. That is alive, a sound. Alive, the, today, supply. Now the letters are changing but the sound remains the same. For I, the sound is 1 over here, which is E sound. Okay, thin, sit, rich. Now here we are pronouncing E fastly. इथे आपण E क्विक साऊंड प्रोनाउन्स करतोय और प्रोड्यूस करतोय, बरोबर. देन येतो उ साऊंड, put, look, should. ओके, नेक्स्ट येतो ए साऊंड जो मी स्टार्टिंगला सांगितला तो, went, bread, friend. ओके, अ साऊंड, fun, love, money. आता आपल्याला वाटतं ओचा ऑ साऊंड आहे ऑरेंजवाला, बट इफ यू ऑब्झर्व ओवर हियर अचा सॉरी ओचा अ साऊंड पण आहे. ठीक आहे. देन अगेन दिस साऊंड नेक्स्ट ए साऊंड विच वी हैव इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, विच वी डोंट प्रोनाउंस इन इंडिया वेरी ऑफन. इट्स आ, cat, hand. ओके, fan. देन येतो आपला ओचा साऊंड अगेन ऑ, rob, top, and then we have the same sound to a, watch. Okay, next ito, now these are long vowel sounds. Now when we are pronouncing these long vowels, we have to make sure that we pronounce them at least for 0.5 to 1 second. Okay, I will not say need, I will say need. आता मी जर नीड म्हटलं तर तो वर्ड होऊन जातोय पीठ मळण्यावाला, नीड, नीड. ओके, तो पण थोडासा लॉंग वावेलच असतो, पण तिथे आपण नीड म्हणू शकतो. ओके, तर ॲज सून ॲज यू change the sound, the meaning of the word changes, because we have something called homophones, homograms also in our English, correct? So next we have beat. Now bit is different and beat is different. Bit is आपला bit, तो bite वाला bit. Okay? And then we have bytes, kilobytes wala bytes, and then we have beat. Okay, then we have team. It's not tim, it's team. Okay, and of course theme, जर आपण थ चा थोडासा टी चा प्रॉपर प्रोनाउन्सिएशन करायला गेलं तर. then we have ew sound, few, boot, lose. Okay, now again the silent R has a particular sound, but the way I told you guys, we have to keep it silent as of now. So we'll say third, turn, worse. Okay, then we have took, law, and port. थोड़ा सा वेगळा sound आहे again, which we don't usually pronounce. Then we have a sound, glass, half, and car. So again that R is silent, car. Okay, then we have diphthongs. Diphthongs are basically when two sounds are there, two vowel sounds are there. Okay, then we'll say over here pay, great, made. Now see, the spellings are totally changing but the sound remains the same. Okay, then we have oi sound, noise, toy, choice. Okay, then we have fine, like, and might, that I sound. Okay, and we have O sound, which is no, stone, and road. And then we have ow sound, how, brown, round. Then we have, now see over here also, we think that this word and this word is pronounced the same. They are not. Okay, this is beer and this is bear. आता काय खूप लोक काय करतात की हाच साऊंड या वर्डला टाकतात, दियर. आय एम नॉट हियर. ओके, तर हियर नाही आहे, हियर आहे. अँड देन आय एम नॉट देअर नाही, ते आपलं देअर आहे. आय एम नॉट देअर. ओके, अँड देन आय कांट हियर यू. अँड स्टिअर, स्टिअरिंग व्हील्स. अँड देन हा केअर नाही येणार, हा येईल केअर, देअर, and bear. I can't bear the pain. And I saw a bear. आता दोन्ही सेम वर्ड्स आहेत ते. I can't bear the pain. You bear the pain, बरोबर? And then you see a bear. Yeah? Clear? आपल्याला वाटतं सगळं सेम आहे. सगळं सेम नसतं, सगळे वेगळे वेगळे आहेत ते वर्ड्स. दॅट इज वेअर वी हॅव टू मेक शुअर दॅट वी प्रोनाउन्स देम प्रॉपरली so that we don't mispronounce any word in particular. Now I'm going to play the audio over here again. Try to make the sound along with the audio.
Short vowel sounds.
Alive. The. Today. Supply. Thin. Sit. Rich. Put. Look. Should. Went. Bread. Friend. Fun. Love. Money. Cat. Hand. Fan. Rob. Top. Watch.
Long vowel sounds.
Need. Beat. Team. Few. Boot. Lose. Third. Turn. Worse. Or. Talk. Law. Port. Glass. Half. Car.
Diphthong vowel sounds.
Pay. Great. Made. Noise. Toy. Choice. Fine. Like. Might. No. Stone. Road. Owl. Round. How. Brown. Ear. Beer. Here. Steer. Air. Care. There. Bear.
Okay, now another thing that you guys can do to reduce your mother tongue influence is something called shadow reading. Okay, shadow reading मी मध्ये काही व्हिडिओज पण शेअर केले होते ग्रुप्समध्ये. आता कोणत्या कोणत्या ग्रुप्समध्ये केले होते ते मला नाही आठवत आहे, बट आय रीशेअर देम विथ यू गाईज. व्हॉट यू कॅन डू इज शॅडो रीडिंग म्हणजे काय आहे ते सांगते मी. देर आर सम videos available on YouTube which I had shared and I'll reshare with you guys, where they give you an article to read, they pronounce those articles with the correct sounds, and they give you some time after that where you have to try pronouncing the same thing with the correct sounds after listening. Okay, which is called shadow reading or shadowing पण म्हणतात. सेम वे सिरीजच्या मेथडमध्ये पण खूप लोक कव्हर करतात. What they do is they take some famous dialogues, some famous phrases from some series, and then they try to pronounce it, or they just play that clip, you just listen to it and you try to pronounce it again. ओके, द वे यू डिड इट राईट नाव, की तिने बोलले ते तुम्ही ऐकलं आणि मग ते प्रनाऊन्स करायचं ट्राय केलं. नाव यर यू जस्ट हॅड 1 or 2 वर्ड्स विच वर स्मॉलर. फ्रेजेस थोडेसे मोठे असतात, सो यू विल हॅव टू रिमेंबर इट फॉर अ बिट ऑफ टाइम. ओके, बट only that will not help you guys. You have to make sure that whenever you are speaking in English normally also, you follow the same thing, you follow the same sounds, you produce the same sounds, you follow the same rules basically. Clear? Any questions, any doubts, anything that you guys did not understand? अंडरस्टँड दिस, मी तुम्हाला शिकवलं आहे, पण जिथपर्यंत तुम्ही प्रॅक्टिस नाही करणार तिथपर्यंत ह्याच्यामध्ये इम्प्रूव्हमेंट दिसून नाही येणार. मी जादूची छडी नाही फिरवली आहे की उद्यापासून तुम्ही डायरेक्ट एकदम ब्रिटिश स्टाईलमध्ये किंवा अमेरिकन स्टाईलमध्ये बोलायला लागणार किंवा माझ्यासारखे एकदम क्लिअर प्रोनाऊन्सिएशन्समध्ये बोलायला लागणार. यू नीड टू मेक शुअर दॅट यू प्रॅक्टिस. Okay, along with that, one day I'll cover the intonations also for you guys, the way we should make sure our pitch sounds. Again, it's important for you, Aarti, but it's important for others also. When we produce questions, our sound is our pitch goes up and down in a different way. When we are making a normal statements, it's different. Then proper pauses, थोडंसं कवर केलं होतं मी आधी पण परत कवर करेन मी. प्रॉपर पॉजेस कसे घ्यायचे आपले ते, बिकॉज पॉजेस आर ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टंट वाईल स्पीकिंग. जेव्हा आपण स्पीक करतो त्याचा मतलब असं नाही झाला की आपण नॉनस्टॉप बोलायचं आहे. नो, वी हॅव टू टेक पॉजेस. ओके, दे आर ऑल्सो व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. क्लिअर? येस. Any questions, any doubts? I will share the PDF with you guys. Make sure you go through it on your own also. Clear? Okay, chalo, we'll stop over here. Some of you guys I'll meet you tomorrow, some of you guys I'll meet you on Monday. जर मी उद्या 8:30ची बॅच आणि 7:30ची बॅच जर घेणार असेल तर मी इन्फॉर्म करते, मेसेज करते मी तसा. ठीक आहे? येस, आय विल इन्फॉर्म इन द मॉर्निंग इटसेल्फ. सो if you don't get a message from me in the morning, that means we don't have the session. But if I'm planning to take the sessions and by chance if you guys are not available, inform me in the morning itself so that I plan my day accordingly. ठीक है? Clear?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Chalo, bye bye. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Raksha Bandhan to you guys.
Happy Raksha.
Do you too, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye. Bye Chaitali ma'am.